Okay guys, so what I had to do is I had to remove my Sena mount from out of the old helmet, which really not a big deal. As you can if you have a Sena, then you already know that it's really easy to install these things. Meow! Meow! Sorry, my cat just came in and giving me shit for something. Yeah, it's really simple. Little pressure plate here with two small little nuts. You use a little Allen key. Doo-doo-doo. It's really simple. So now what we gotta do is we gotta mount this into here. And what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to take out the cheek pads. You don't really have to do that, but in most cases it's so much easier to just remove the pads, and then you have a nice open helmet to work with, and then you can find the perfect spot for everything. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. If you have one of these helmets and you're trying to figure out how to get them out, it's 3 little push pins on each cheek plate or cheek pad. So it's really not a big deal. There's 1. Come back over here, 2, and 3 pops out, and then you just kind of remove them. You don't want to be too rough, but it comes out. See the little red parts? There's your cheek pad pins, and there's the holes. So it's really not that big of a deal. You just gotta be gentle. You don't want to strongman them out. Okay, so that's 1. We'll get the other one out, and then we can move on. So we're just going to put it to the side. So now, as you can see, nice open helmet. It's going to make it nice and easy to work with. Let's get this thing put together. So one of the first things we're going to need to do is make sure that your Velcro attachments are not sticking to your helmet bag, because then they're not going to go anywhere. Because I already had this helmet in, or had this Sena in another helmet, the Velcro pads are going to stay inside that other helmet. But luckily when you order the Sena, it comes with so many extra little pads and everything, because they obviously know that eventually you're going to need a new helmet, which you should. You should be replacing your helmet every year, if not every year, every second year. Oh, a lot of you are like, no, I've had my helmet for years and years. Well, the problem with that is the helmets, no matter how good of a helmet it is, it's still just a foam packing inside it. So over time, with your moisture from your head and all that other good stuff, it's going to be compressed a little bit. So it's not going to be fitting properly. And you need to do that. So, let's keep going. We need to find a place to put this. And this is for our speakers, which go into the helmet. And that's what we're going to need to figure out the best place for it. That's looking probably pretty good right about there. So we'll just peel the back off, maybe, which is easier said than done for someone who has no nails. It's not going to be really easy, guys. But there we go. So we'll just take this little bad boy, stick it inside. You don't want to cover up anything that might be important. So there's 1. Yeah, next side, we're going to do the same thing. Try to peel this stupid stuff off, which is always a chore. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to just guess about whereabouts it is. It's going to be kind of difficult without actually wearing the helmet. That's the downside to putting these things in, because you don't really know where they're going to be until you put it on and find out, ah, shit, that didn't work out so well. Okay, so in the meantime, we're going to just quickly mount the Sena up, and then we'll check where the speakers go and see if it actually worked out okay. So like I said, it's really not that bad. It's pretty simple. Now that's on there. The mic will just slip underneath the cheek pad. We should be all good for now. Now I'm just going to lightly tighten these up just so they don't end up moving on me while I do the rest of the fitting. Alright, so there's that taken care of. So we're going to have to take our one speaker. We're going to just pop it onto the Velcro. And there's one speaker in. And then the second one will just go onto the Velcro piece. Really simple. Now what Sena does recommend is this wire here that goes to the longer speaker should go over the top of the helmet, like through all this, if you want to get FM radio to get a really good signal. Now I really don't care about that, so that's why I'm not doing that. I don't see a need to that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tuck all this extra wire up inside the helmet and then put the pads back in. So like I said, these Senas are really slick, easy to put in. There's really nothing to be scared about or anything like that. It's just it's nice and easy. Now just push the pins back into place. 1, 2, 3. No problems so far, really. Next pad. Now this is the part where I don't want to say it gets tricky, but it does kind of get a little tricky, because now this is where your mic comes into play. Because I'm using the boom style mic, I have to run it a different way because I don't think it's going to fit over that. So I'm going to have to try to figure something else out on how to get that mic in. The last time, on my last helmet, all I did is I just looped it in front, which by the looks of it, I'm probably going to have to do the same thing on this one, which not a big deal, or at least not a big deal to me. We just got to fight with the pad a little bit because now the Sena is in place. This one's not going to really want to go in as smoothly as the other side. But it'll just take a little bit of finagling and hopefully we'll get it to work. Because the last thing you want to do is push too hard and break either your Sena or the helmet, and well, then you're really good and screwed. So here we go. We got the mic kind of sticking out, and well, we don't want the mic to stick out. We want it to be on the inside of the helmet. Alright, looks like we're going to have to do some surgery. Not major surgery or anything like that, just little minor surgery. We're going to have to cut part of the flap. So we're going to need to make a little cut. Nothing major, just a little one. Okay, so we got it in. Now let's just try to put our push pins back into place and see what happens. It's 1, 2, there we go. 1, 2, 3 pins all pushed in. Mic is in place. Doesn't appear to be going anywhere. So Now it is tucked in right up there. The cable runs underneath the cheek pad, right up the bottom. No problem. See? Sena mount, mic into the side, yeah, as I drop it, and out the bottom. And there we go. So it's almost done. Now I just got to figure out where I'm going to mount my new GoPro mounts, because that's the real catch right there. To try and find the good camera angle, all that kind of good stuff. But I will try to figure that out next, because I don't know if I really like the old mount, because before I had it right here sitting on the side. I really would like something a little bit more forward, just to give a little bit more of a feel of the actual ride. But I will try to figure that out.